Vladimir Putin's troops will suffer a humiliating defeat in Ukraine in the new year, a former United States Army general has claimed. After Russia's retreat from Kherson and parts of annexed regions, Ben Hodges is confident Ukrainian troops are beginning their final phase of war and will liberate Russian-occupied Crimea. Speaking to the U.S. Daily Post about how the invasion could develop in 2023, he said that Ukraine will gain momentum and retake all territories lost since 2014. He said, "Things will move slowly over the winter, but by January, Ukraine could be in a position to begin the final phase of the campaign, which is the liberation of Crimea." When I see the determination of the Ukrainian people and soldiers, and the rapidly improving logistical situation for Ukraine, I see no other outcome but a Russian defeat. The Russian pullout from Kherson has partly led me to this conclusion, firstly as a psychological boost for the Ukrainian people, secondly as a profound embarrassment for the Kremlin, and thirdly by handing Ukraine's forces a key operational advantage. All approaches into Crimea are now within range of Ukrainian weapon systems. Mr. Hodges' prediction comes as battles rage on in the annexed provinces of Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson. Putin has sought to annex the 4 regions of Ukrainian land in a bid to intimidate Western countries from supplying Ukraine with weapons. But his attempt has failed, as Ukrainian troops have retaken a significant portion of their land in a massive counteroffensive across the east. Kiev and Moscow officials are now engaged in a diplomatic fight to determine what peace would look like and what concession each side is ready to make. Moscow views Kiev's proposed peace plan as another PR campaign from Washington as Ukraine and the West proliferate striking but unreliable statements, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said. She continued, "We assess the latest nonsensical idea as another PR campaign from Washington, which has recently tried to present the Kiev regime as a peacekeeper. They tried suffers, they tried liberal Democrats, who else, fighters for the freedom of Europe, and now peacekeepers." Ms. Zakharova also claimed that Kiev's plans to hold a peace summit only if Russia fully capitulates tells us they are starting to signal they don't have any strength left. President Volodymyr Zelensky presented his 10-point plan to world leaders at the Group of 20 summit in Bali, Indonesia, in November. The steps include a path to nuclear safety, food security, a special tribunal for alleged Russian war crimes, total withdrawal of Russian troops, and a final peace treaty with Moscow. Restoring Ukraine's territorial integrity is not up to negotiations, the Ukrainian leader insisted. His peace formula has immediately been followed by criticism from the Russian side, with Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov saying Moscow will not negotiate with Kiev on that basis. "We will not talk to anyone under such conditions," said Mr. Lavrov, adding that President Zelensky's idea of driving Russian troops out from the Donbass, Crimea, Zaporizhia, and Kherson with help from the West was an illusion. In line with Putin's stance, Mr. Lavrov said Russia would not give up any territories and remains open to a diplomatic solution to end the war. If Russia ultimately fails in its grinding effort to seize the embattled Ukrainian city of Bakhmut, such a setback would have political implications and be a psychological blow for Russian forces, according to one expert. Russia has been trying to capture the city in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region for months, reportedly losing large numbers of soldiers and rapidly depleting ammunition and other supplies. Forces aligned with the Russian mercenary Wagner group, founded by Russian oligarch Yevgeny Prigozhin, have reportedly been leading the assault. Though Russia has reportedly secured some marginal gains around Bakhmut in the past few weeks, recent analyses indicate that its prospects of continuing current operations against the city are dim. The Institute for the Study of War, a U.S. think tank, wrote in its Wednesday campaign assessment that the Bakhmut offensive is likely culminating. U.S. military doctrine defines culmination as the point at which a force no longer has the capability to continue its form of operations, offense, or defense, and when a force cannot continue the attack and must assume a defensive posture or execute an operational pause, the ISW wrote in the assessment.
Батарея залпом! 333!
It continued, if Russian forces in Bakhmut have indeed culminated, they may nevertheless continue to attack aggressively. Culminated Russian forces may continue to conduct ineffective squad-sized assaults against Bakhmut, though these assaults would be very unlikely to make operationally significant gains.